All right, I think we are live. Let me double check. Yes. All right. Will, you can take it away.
Awesome. Hello out there, anyone watching and anyone or everyone who's with us on this Zoom call. My name is Will and I'll be one of your hosts this evening along with my good friend Rob. Rob, do you want to say what's up? Or are you in a muted situation right now?
I'm in and out. I've got my two little granddaughters here, and they're two little cyclones. Love them dearly, but they know exactly when to be making noise. So before we start, I just want to acknowledge country. As Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people and Native people across the world, we have this understanding of custodianship of country. Our job on this earth is to look after the earth. We take care of it and then we pass it forward. Our old people tell us that we don't inherit country from our grandparents. We borrow it from our grandchildren. So in doing that, I just want to acknowledge country, acknowledge our old people for looking after it and taking care of it, and acknowledge each and every one of you guys that are either here on the Zoom or out there watching. Acknowledge you guys and acknowledge the many countries that we are sitting on today. So, yeah. Thanks, Will.
Awesome. Thanks, brother. Well, it's great to be here, even though we're not in the same here. We're in many heres, but we are together through the technology that we are grateful to have and also frustrated with at times. But tonight is the Central Coast Heat of the Australian Poetry Slam. The Australian Poetry Slam is something that holds a significant place in my heart. I first entered the Australian Poetry Slam in 2007. Somebody can tell me how many years ago that is. I can't remember. But that was a moment that kind of was one of those
years. Heaps of years ago.
Heaps of years ago.
I think that's the technical term.
That's right.
Yeah.
It was a trajectory shaping moment in my life. Just this week, I've been, doing Zoom sessions with high school students and sharing with them, students that are a similar age to when I was in year 11 or year 12 when I first entered Slam. And so it's pretty cool. And so tonight we are part of this event. They're 2 minutes of poetry, of story, of song, of monologue, of whatever it is. And basically, two people from our Zoom screen here tonight will be representing the Central Coast at the New South Wales State Final of the Australian Poetry Slam, which then goes on, from there to the national final of this huge and amazing competition it's the biggest competition of performing writers in Australia. So on our call here, we have a few people who are bravely going to be sharing their poems, and then we have a few people that are going to bravely judge those poets. Now, there are extensive rules that you can go and read online if you're interested, but we'll just go through some of the quick basics here. Rob, do you know any of the rules?
I do know that the poems have to be 2 minutes long. And if you go over that 2 minute mark for the first 30 seconds over, up to 30 seconds over, you'll lose 1 point. And then for the next 30 seconds, you'll lose another point, and so on. That's one of the important ones. National finals last year, and I went over by 1 second.
It can be. Oh well. It can be a devastating second.
But it's a learning experience.
All right. So when you are 10 seconds away from your 2 minute mark, poets, we will raise a hand. You can see a raised hand on my screen now. This means wrap that puppy up in the next 10 seconds. Other rules, you have to be performing your own original work. So no stealing from, Kate Tempest or Shakespeare or Rob Waters or whoever else your favourite poet is. When you're in the comfort of your disposal, no musical backing. I think those are the main rules. So if you're disqualified because you break some other rule you didn't know about, we'll let you know afterwards. But you should be pretty sweet.
Should be fine.
So what about the judging?
What about the judging? How does the judging work?
It's a good question. Okay, so judges who we have nominated to be judges, put your hand up for a moment. Excellent. We have 4 judges tonight, and your mission tonight, you do not have to worry about whatever your English teacher taught you makes a good poem, although we love and respect and are grateful for our English teachers. But tonight, all you have to worry about is whether or not the poem hits you in the feels, whether or not it moves and stirs your soul. And then
that's a very technical poetry judging mechanism from way back. I believe it's hitting you in the feels. So it's very important. Very important.
It is very important. Now, Rob, what's the spectrum of feels? If people are judging and putting a number on it, what's the range here?
Ooh, that's a good question. Little bit of feels. I'd be given some of this stuff. Yeah, probably like the old click in the fingers. Yeah. I'm not sure. What would you? What about a medium lot of feels? What would you do?
Maybe I would hit a bit of this little. The Zoom reactions are gold, right? So let's just get those confetti flying. And if it's hitting you real deep in the feels, if it's changing your life, you could dance on screen, or you can do a love emoji. You can do whatever you want. I'm not telling you what to do. Just making suggestions.
A couple of these.
But our judges, you will have to put a number on the poem. I know this is a difficult thing to ask of you, but you got to give it a number out of 10. Decimal point 7.3.
Up to 10. So 10.1 not acceptable.
No, none of that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you get the scores at the end or after each one?
Great question, and I'm glad you asked it. So after each poet performs, you, our dear judges, will write down your number on a piece of paper if that is within your capacity right now. Otherwise, come up with some other digital way of doing that, or just hold up fingers or something. But you'll hold that up to your camera. We will record these numbers. We'll put them into the magic of the night. We'll let you know who won.
Okay, so we're showing you each person individually?
Yes, and to avoid being influenced by the other judges, we will all hold them up at the same time, judges. So after each poem, you get a few seconds, have a think about it, just go with your gut. Don't overthink it, and then I'll let you know, and you'll hold your thing up. Whoa! Like that. All right, now we're almost ready to roll here. I am going to do a poem, sometimes called a sacrificial poem, which is because I'm not officially part of the competition, but I'm here so that the judges can have a practice of judging somebody. Dear judges, and then we'll just sort of, if anything goes wrong on this first poem and first round of judging, our real competitors are safe. Okay, What we'll do, I'll do this poem. I think we have 4 competing poets tonight. So 2, I think we will do our 4 poets, and then while the numbers get crunched in the magical processing calculator, without further ado, are we ready? Daphne, are you happy to be the timekeeper, or would you like me to be the timekeeper this evening?
Yeah, I can be timekeeper. Let me just get that
You
stuff.
can be the timekeeper. You can be the timekeeper for me, and then I'll take over.
Okay, cool.
Also, everybody, we got to give it up for Daphne and Word Travels. Word Travels are the organisation behind this literary goodness, and Daphne's done a whole bunch of just behind the scenes work for slams all over the place during this absolutely crazy season. So let's all get some love reactions.
Oh, thanks so much, Will.
Thank you. Okay, you all ready for a poem? And I forgot to say, the time starts from the first word out of your mouth. So I'm probably already 10 seconds into my poem. So make sure you remember that when it's your go. A confession before any applause. Let me confess that I often feel like a fraud. I wear self-doubt with confidence. I frame all negatives as positive. I am persistently optimistic, which just means I often lack honestness. I feel like a writer who never writes, a teacher who never learns. I'm a book that lays open, but certain pages never turn. I glue them. The sharing of my own scars seems too uncomfortable. What I celebrate in others, I ridicule in myself. I recognize the arrogance in giving it when I never ask for help. I spend my life creating spaces for others to create in, while muttering words I condemn in others. I don't feel creative. You'll never see me perform poetry I haven't memorized. Yet I'll clap loudest for the shaky ones who share their just scribbled lines. And may this confession be more than another performance. May it hold the confessional characteristic of being transformative. May I step down off the pedestals I've built for my ego. May I treat me the same way I try to treat other people. Thank you, friends.
Awesome, man. That's awesome.
Thank you so much. Now, judge me.
We have a 8.6. We have a 9.3, a 9.1, and an 8.7.
Thank you, judges.
Nice. Well done.
I appreciate it. All right, Rob, I'm a throw to you, and you're going to choose the first person who's the real first poet.
Thank you, Will, for doing that. And I feel uncomfortable just choosing somebody out of. No, I don't. How about we go with Ian? Ian, you're up, man.
Okay, I should probably say there's a language warning if your kids are around, and probably mental health triggers and a bit of addiction on the current state, but it's what it is. Rock bottom has a basement. A cellar I dwell in when my mental health yo-yo decides to walk the dog instead of living. Lined with bookshelves is my well-read poetry. Nearly visible in the flame that ignites my drug of dependence in the icy darkness. Only the happy volumes, obviously. My sad poetry is the attic. Because although I'm thankful I haven't dug my grave below the basement, I won't give that bag or black dog, whatever that fucker's called, a shovel while I'm down there. Likewise, the attic for addicts has a penthouse. A step out through the skylight launches yourself to starlight, jump on board with Santa for the sleigh ride because every day is Christmas when you're stoned. When you're not, you tearing apart the light-filled attic, trying to keep the darkness at bay until you can make the New Year's resolution that will save you. While your book of happy poetry calls from the basement, I can save you now. And it's not a choice, it's gravity sucking you down the stairs at 9.8 metres a second squared. So what hope do I have? What hope do we have? When our planet is bipolar and it's in a fucking spin, wobbling through the seasons, growing closer to the sun that will consume it. What hope do we have? What hope do I have? And then my yo-yo loops to loop reflects sunlight on a book laying open on this page for an incomplete poem. Why are there no happy poems in this sad book? Why are there no sad poems in the happy book? So with this pen, while my yo-yo's aflight, I'm going to try and answer them.
Wow. Thank you, Ian, for your poem, for your words, for your honesty. Amazing. So, judges, as we said, the score out of 10, we have an 8.9.
9.4. 8.7.
7.
And 8.8.
8.8.
Awesome. Thanks again so much, Ian. Appreciate it, man. It's good to have you here. All right. Time to pick the next poet. There's no scientific method for doing this. It's just art. It's just chance. I'm going to choose Marissa Neven. You are up next, my friend.
Our almost is an echo of a laugh in a tunnel. Long and bouncing, it races towards the light, or perhaps towards the past. Some days it's too hard to tell. Our almost met in a circus, where you were the strong man and I the trickster, the liar. You could bend bars and lift cars as easily as I could convince you that they were made out of straw. Yet you could not break free from your past, and it died before my silver tongue could spin you into truth. I almost came back on the trains, rode in separate carriages, yours the quiet, mine the closest to the guard. Guarded was never something I would use to describe myself. You felt it. Quiet is something that you would use to describe yourself, and I felt it. We never had the courage to switch seats. Almost is a letter in a bottle. I dare not speak the words aloud. I whispered them into parchment, throw them to the waves, let the sea carry them back to you, but you were waiting on the wrong shore. Our almost, maybe our always, so close yet far away, our breaths too late, a step too far to the left, out of place. They never warn of the cold burn that comes with an almost love. The hot sting of the passion cooled down. This tunnel may be never ending, but this light is too beautiful not to chase. So I'll run through the waves of our history, take trains and recite sweet lies that bring you back to me and relish in the sound of your laughter. For in the moments in between, you were my everything. But in the moments as they were, you will always be my favorite almost. Of course you'll choose me, Will.
Soz not. All right, judges. Hey, judges, this time we're going to try and put them all up at the same time. I'm going to give you a little countdown. Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Judge. We've got an 8.9, an 8.9, a 9.2, and a 9.2. Oh my goodness, the judges are so synced up. Wow. Probably wouldn't happen if you all judged at the same time. You get swayed by the judges. Amazing.
That's really cool. everyone's in sync. There's a poem in that somewhere, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Would probably go for longer than 2 minutes, but there is a poem in there somewhere. So who have we got left?
Well, we had 4 poets, but maybe we only have 3.
We have 4.
Did I make a calculation? We got Chris left, but is Chris the last poet?
I might be.
Wow.
I think I am.
Well, no need for all the suspense around who's next. Yes, Chris.
Hey. Okay. I apologize to all the boys in high school that I confuse trying out the flirting tips from teen magazines, showing off the fit of my blooming body image is everything to a teenage girl. I apologize to all the boys in high school that I chased, running the mouth of some scripted pickup line, revving the accelerator of an emerging sex drive is everything to a teenage girl. I apologize to all the boys in high school that we tested like guinea pigs, but just called you pigs when you were taught to act like lions. You see, I too served the patriarchy by towing the line that was threaded through me that I was to be worshipped by men or wolves. Either way, devoured for someone else's hunger, perhaps not even those boys, I wonder. We both but ingesting a character not yet equipped to digest its failures are hell to a teenage kid. Oh, what a juicy morsel for pigs, lions, wolves. I apologize to all the boys in high school.
Awesome, Chris. Hey, look, I had to raise my hand. You came within that 10 seconds, but you dodged the bullet. No, a great poem. But doesn't matter what I think. I ain't no judge, but we do have 4 of them. All right, Rob, you count our judges down this time. I did last time.
Are we going to be all judgy in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1? Put them up. You get a 9, a 9, 9.5, and a 9.4.
Wow. All right. Well, thanks to our 3 poets, it feels unfortunate that we have only one who won't be part of the top 2, but everyone will be part of the top 3, and you all were fantastic. Great poems. So while a poet does some calculations, which takes a while because it's not my primary skill set, let's hear some poems from Rob. Anyone keen? Yes.
Yeah.
Is Rob keen? Just assuming he's willing.
Just throw him in there anyway. Yeah, we'll see how we go. Where are we? Just thinking which one. This one's one that I wrote recently. It's only a couple of them that I read that are only a bit short. but this one wrote this just the other day, and it was part of a poetry prompt that we got. Will and I and Marissa and others part of a little. On a Sunday we get a prompt, and everyone gets like a week to write some stuff. And it's been really good just during the pandemic, just having a little reminder to get in and write. And the prompt that this time was, it was a letter to your younger self. So this one goes, "Dear younger me, it's you, me, but like older and stuff. It's a bit weird, but I'm just checking in to see how you're doing, and I wanted to let you know a few things. I'm up here in 2021. Yup, 2021.
Well, that must be on already.
Yes, mother dear, I am on already. And you're not on mute. That's my mum. Hey, Ma. All right, you got me? You want to start again? Let's start again. It was good. Dear younger me, it's you, me, but like older and stuff. It's weird, but just checking in to see how you're doing, and I wanted to let you know a few things. I'm up here in 2021. Yep, 2021. So the world didn't end with the Mayan prophecy in 2012. The millennium bug, that didn't kill everybody either. Hence the 2012 reference and the whole writing from 2021 thing. Yes, it's a bit confusing, but the thing is, you know what? Never mind, you'll understand it when you get here. Anyway, you keep laughing. Keep crying when you need to. You keep your head up or your head down, depending on the situation, and definitely keep writing. Keep falling in love. Yes, it's going to hurt, but at least you'll be able to write good poetry about it. Oh, and I almost forgot. The single most important piece of information that I can give you is, you know what? Never mind. You'll understand when you get here. Sincerely, you. Thanks, guys. How about you, Will? Do you have something? Do you want to go poem for poem, or how do you want to work it?
Let's go poem for poem. Give a bit more time to figure out what the next poem is. All right. This is a poem I wrote about what we've all lived through in the last little bit. We've seen red skies like oceans of fire, while the actual ocean tides rise higher. Droughts that couldn't get drier, followed by flooded streets, wind-whipped telephone wires. But we made it to here. We have lived through a global pandemic. Planes grounded, deaths counted, masks mandated, while we waited and waited and waited. It's not just out there. You have felt it. Each of us. We are home to fires and floods, ripples of anxiety that flows through our blood, thunder and storm clouds heavy in your headspace, hearts held by the headlines, tongues learning how dread tastes. Yet we made it to here. We know storms may come, fires may burn, not everything taken will be returned. We made it to here. Maybe we have everything it takes to make it to there. Let's lace up for the journey, walk as a crew. When the storms they come, here's what we'll do. Validate the vibe. How you feel is all right. If your burden is heavy, no need to pretend that it's light. You don't need to hide. You belong to a tribe. Gather the ones around you who will stay together in stride. Take deep breaths now, one step at a time. Up these mountains we climb. We made it to here. Yeah, we made it to here. Thanks, guys.
awesome, man. Thank you for that. I think I don't know if it's possible for using Zoom to look over my shoulder and see the poem that I was going to read next, but I feel like that may have just happened, if it can. But anyway, this one I wrote this one at the end of 2020, and this one's called Hindsight. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I reflect on the words of that old song, and it talks about once being blind and then being able to see. It tells us a story. It tells us about the power of having our eyes open to new ways of knowing and showing the world that we can be better. And looking at the last 12 months, that seems like something we can all use about now. So many people walking around with their heads held down, eyes wide open, yet blind to the hope that's all around us. We see the hatred that's infected the very fabric of our society like a virus, saying more than one arm's length away, and while we're all wireless, we wait asking why us, without realizing that real change can only be done by us. Because over the last 12 months, we've become blind to the beauty of mankind, or womankind, or humankind, or just how kind we can be. We can be so much more if we just open our eyes to see. Now, this year's felt like the longest 6 years of my life. We had firestorms that ripped apart 18.6 million hectares of sacred ground. 2,800 homes burned down. As a country, we thought we'd gather all the mates around, but Corona said, no, you guys have to wait now, and it feels like it's all just a little bit too late now. My brother, he asked me, what if COVID, that respiratory disease, stopped the world because the earth just needed to breathe? And then on the 28th of May, they exposed that other infection when they kneeled on his neck for 8 minutes and 45 seconds. Cities burned like bushfires. Anger burned like bushfires. And fake news was a thing too. But you know what? I'm not going to talk about that. They say hindsight's 2020, which is kind of funny considering when we are. I just hope that with hindsight, we can set the times right and look back at these last 12 months to see, with a little bit of kindness, just how good we can be. Hindsight.
Amen. Hey, shout out to Rob's mum, Kathy. I've met you before, but I love your son. And I love you because, yeah.
Love the little welcome. Welcome to the crowd. Yeah, that's my mum.
Yeah. I've heard...
we are recording, so we can go back and watch this. Really cool. Love it.
Amazing. Well, in a moment, we will announce our top 3 poets and the order that they came in. But everyone's a winner tonight. Everyone's in the top 3. Is everyone cool with me and Rob do one more poem each? You feeling it? All right. I'm going to do, well, this is like a 2 poems in 1 poem called How to Survive in the World. And it's really for me more than anybody else. How to Survive in the World, part 1. Do not read the comments section. When you read the comments section, do not respond to the comments that bait your beating heart with anger and adrenaline. When you respond to the comments that bait your beating heart with anger and adrenaline, do not check for responses every 3 seconds, forsaking everything else in your life for this internet black hole. When you respond to the comments that bait your beating heart with anger and adrenaline and check for responses every 3 seconds, forsaking everything else in your life for this internet black hole, remember the number 1 rule of survival. Do not read the comments section. How to Survive in the World, part 2. Don't just talk about the benefits of deep breaths. Actually take them. Find warm tiles, bricks, or concrete paths outside in the winter sun and sit your bum down on them like you are a lizard. Leave your phone in places you will forget and don't rush to find it. Stop leaving your car keys in places you will forget. Don't just eat your food. Actually taste it. your kids sneaky kisses when they are sleeping. Read to your kids and yourself every dang day. Write poems, drink coffee, play music when you cook. Apparently cold showers are very good for you, but hot ones feel really nice too. So just enjoy the wonders of a world with showers. All right, Rob. Here's with one more poem, my man.
Trying to find some. Which one we're gonna do? Tell you what, there's one I wrote. Don't want to put a damp on the situation, but this one here was one I wrote a while back. It was a nice little reminder for me to realize the privilege and stuff that I do have. As a, I got a nice house, all that kind of stuff. I got the car, the good job, and that kind of stuff. And it was, Anyway, this one's called Just the Other Day. Just the other day, I realized how lucky I am to live here. Beautiful beaches, nice houses, most of which are far too expensive for my liking, but hey, I drive a BMW. Yes, 2 of the electric windows are broken, and so is the air conditioning, and the fluid in the radiator dropped so fast I thought it was Taylor Swift's neck hit, but I drive a BMW. And I realized the other day how lucky I am to live here. I'm surrounded by poets, people with paper and pen, presentable people. I'll say it again, how lucky am I to live here? Presentable people. Not the dirt-covered, barefooted, hungry, homeless types. The ones I only see in the early mornings or at the edge of the nights. I was reminded the other day of how lucky I am. Because I'd finished complaining about work. I'd finished trying to analyze why my money's going out, didn't match the money's coming in. So with a pocket full of throwaway cash, I went to buy some beers. And the man in the bottle shop, he shrugged when I asked why the police fans here. Why the blue and white tape? He said some homeless man died, and my heart started to break because I didn't know him, and maybe nobody did. I just hoped that he felt lucky to live, but to die in the streets, all alone. While just half a kilometre away, I complain about broken windows and air conditioners that don't work and beers that don't taste quite as good as a pocket full of throwaway money. I realised just the other day how lucky I am to live. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Hey, Will. I know this may go against the normal way that we do things, but I had an inbox from somebody asking if they could read something, one of their poems.
Yes.
And they're one of our judges. So if Kate, are you still up for that?
Yes, Kate.
Only if those waiting can wait another moment.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is what we've been waiting for. We just didn't know it.
We just didn't know it. It was like,
That's because I listened to Will's first poem and felt incredibly guilty, and felt that I really needed to walk out of my guilt and do what I tell others to do every day of my life, of my teaching life. So it starts like this. She is sitting there on the edge of my memories, outside the touch of my mind. She is sitting there, sitting with the grandmothers, watching. She is sitting there whispering, watching, whispering, wanting me to know what I do not know, wanting me to know what I do not know, but need to know. Watching, whispering, waiting for me to see, waiting for me to see and to know, waiting for me to see and to know and to accept. In my blood it runs. My grandmother, generations gone, sitting on the edge of memory. My soul has always known that it is not what I seem, knowing that there are secrets long ago, depth of time, in the shadows, secrets, words that do not belong, eyes that flicker, stories that were filled with secrets, brown eyes now blue eyes that need stories, blue eyes that do not know, brown eyes that knew, eyes that are now shut, secrets now silent but echoing for the blue eyes, secrets and stories told, but words that do not belong, eyes that flicker, blue eyes, brown eyes closed. Thank you for letting me share.
Thank you so much, Kate. Thanks for jumping in. I love when people do that. I love when somebody hears somebody else's poem or somebody else doing something, and there's a permission giving that happens. I mean, I know I really miss the in-person slams, but in many ways, the same thing is happening here. It's all love. It's love for the judges. It's love for the poets. It's love for anybody who's jumped on to be part of the exchange of story and language. So thank you, everyone, for helping to create this space together. It's not one of us creating it. We create it by being here together. It is a competition, but as we all know, the competition is just kind of what gets us here, because we love the gladiator arena, but we're really here for the love, and I hope that we all have received some of that. Now, Daphne, I just have to clarify, are we just using the 2 middle scores, or are we using all 4 scores?
Usually, is there actually a difference in who's the winner between the 2? Okay. Okay. Oh my God, this is hard. Okay, I think we'll go with not subtracting, just add everything up then.
Add everything up.
Yep.
I feel like the judges weren't people's best friends or worst enemies. So hopefully we didn't need to do the knockout of bias either end. Well, either way, it was super close, super tight. Everyone deserves mad love, so we're going to give everyone a lot of love. All right, in 3rd place tonight, we want to give a huge round of applause to Ian. Thank you so much, Ian, and I'm really looking forward to meeting in person, man. I love the couple of poems of yours I've heard. They're so authentic and vulnerable, and appreciate you bringing that to us. What a gift. All right, in 2nd place tonight, let me just look. Would you give it up? Going through to the New South Wales State Final, representing the Central Coast, for Marissa. Rob, I've been hogging the hosting of this section. We all know what's coming. You are going to say it.
You have. I've been sitting here so quiet and so patient, haven't I? So humble, extremely good looking, talented. Anyway, that's enough about me. Let's talk about you. What do you think about me? Only joking. We're going to move on to our winner. Can we get a drum roll? Christina. Congratulations. So you'll be also off to the New South Wales final. Congratulations, guys. And thank you all for sharing your words, sharing parts of, write to yourself. As a writer, I think each poem we give something of ourselves to that paper. We place a little bit of ourselves out there. So thank you for sharing some really amazing words. And Kate, thank you for jumping on and sharing with us a beautiful poem. And thanks for everybody for jumping on, and our judges for being all judgy and stuff. Not judgmental, being judges. Thank you for jumping on board and helping us out. And to my co-host, Will, always a pleasure, man. Always a pleasure.
Thanks, brother. And big thanks to Word Travels. Big thanks to Daphne. So appreciate all that you guys do, keeping this running through whatever comes. Unreal. All right. Well, hey, if you want to continue to be a part of these things, stay connected, shoot me or Rob a message, let us know if you want to be part of whatever things we do, or, jump in on our little weekly writing crew or whatever. I think that's all the things there is to say. Yep. I wanted to make a little bit of a joke. I mean, Chris, you are the worthy winner, but the samurai swords was probably a good strategic choice of background. Let's just say that.
Threatening. Can I just say, Christina and Marissa, can you two stay back as everyone else leaves? I'd like to get a cute little screenshot of us all, and also get your email so I can follow up. And also, I am now ending the stream.